Hi everyone, Nancy Morris here with another edition of the Morris Code. Today is Thursday, so it's a Dear Nancy video, and I want to share with you a question that I get probably more than any other question I get. And I've called this particular episode, as you could see by the title, Difficult People, Part 1, because this is an ongoing subject. It's as I say, the question I get the most often is, in one form or another, how do I handle this difficult person? How do I deal with Bob that's not showing up on time for our meetings? How do I manage my boss who I have difficulty having conversations with? How do I get along with the person down the row here who's passive aggressive? I get very specific questions like that all the time. So the reason why I titled this one Part 1 is because there's a fundamental principle that kind of goes through all the answers to all of those questions. So I will swing back around in the coming weeks with very specific questions and answer them. But I want to deal with the overarching principle about dealing with difficult people. And that is, you can't. Now, I know that you can't change people, yet you keep trying to, and you keep wanting another person to change their behavior or their attitude. You can't control it. And therein lies the problem. Therein is actually the root of your frustration. It's not so much the other person, though, yes, there are difficult people out there, for sure. But it's not so much about them. It's about you. And I'll tell you, for the most part, many of us are control freaks, okay? We need to have things done our own way. Or a certain way. We want everybody to be on the same page with the desired outcome, what our objectives are. And when they're not, we get frustrated by that. But we know we can't control other people. So the real frustration is, I know I can't control you. I know that you're going to do whatever you want to do. So I'm frustrated by that because I'm not in control. That's sort of what might be going on in your head. Maybe not, but for a lot of people, this is the root of being frustrated with difficult people. It's, I'm out of control. That's what's going on in your head. So when you're saying that Bob is being really difficult, ask yourself what it is that you're trying to control that you can't, because Bob isn't doing what you want. Ask yourself what it is that Bob is doing that is pushing your buttons. Why do you have that button? What is that button? What is it about that that's really frustrating for you? That's where your control lies. That's all you can control, is how you're responding to what's going on around you. You can't control what's going on around you. You can only control what you do in response to what's going on around you. So it's less about the difficult people, and it's more about you. Yes, there are a few ways that you can influence another person, for sure. I mean, we're all influenced all day long by a variety of different factors. But most people don't know what those factors are, and it doesn't pop into your head in the middle of an argument with Bob about not doing the report and getting it to you on time. So next time you're defining somebody as difficult, look at yourself. How is that person's behavior pointing to something in you that perhaps needs to evolve a little bit, or perhaps needs to learn patience, or perhaps needs to understand that there's a whole variety of people out there in the way that they communicate. Not everybody was born to be a leader. Not everybody has management skills. Not everybody is a team player. Not everybody has the same skill set as you do. So they're not going to do things at the same pace in the same way that you do. Where do you need to learn patience? Where do you need to be a little bit more open-minded? Your frustration, that negative response to what's happening, is pointing out something to you. And just pausing for a moment and taking some time to think about what that is going to put you in a better position in future. Not only to deal with stuff in a more appropriate way or be less stressed or more relaxed when things are going on, but in ways that you can help others to deal with it as well. One of the fundamental tenets of my business is that the more you know about yourself, the more likely it is that you can make the choices and decisions you need to achieve what you want. This is a fast route to understanding yourself really well, is when you're defining somebody else as being difficult, look at yourself and see what it is that's going on that's making you frustrated within yourself. Not what Bob's doing, within yourself. It wasn't a specific Dear Nancy question, but this is an overarching principle when it comes to the questions about dealing with difficult people. So have a think about this. Leave your comments below. If you disagree with me, that's fine. Leave the comments, debate the question, debate the point. That's where real learning happens. Continue to send me those questions, though, at NancyMorris.com, via LinkedIn, or on the Facebook comments. Send the questions to me. It's what populates this Thursday video. So I love getting them, and I hope in future you're able to hear your question answered on a Dear Nancy video. Until I see you again, thanks very much. Take good care.